Yeah? Am I audible? I hope that I'm audible. The line is moving now. Hello. Hey, how's it going? Yes, the music's going to be going back and forth because, of course, they don't... Anytime you click off of it, you have to, you can't actually hear it. Hello. Thank you, I appreciate that. Hi! I shall repeat myself. Hi, I'm Jim, and I'm playing Torment Tides of Numenera. I'm just sort of trying to start adjusting to the whole reality of perhaps soon being able to go out and interact with humans again, like directly, and that's wonderful and terrifying at the same time for various reasons that I need not go into deeply right now, but just the paradigm, man. The paradigm. That's all I gotta say. Okay, I'm continuing with this so we can figure out more things. According to records kept by Casmine and Mimian, the changing god rarely remains in a body for more than a decade or two before moving on. Yes, we read that already. They're going to repeat that many a time. Okay. Here we are. Where are we? Yeah, so... things still to do. We took care of this story with Tiber, so that is good.
Yes.
Yeah, so yeah, interacting with humanity in general, it's a tricky thing. There are people I would love to be in touch with now again. I'd love to be able to actually interact with them, and I'm trying to remember how to actually do that, because I've not been great at having close personal connections with people for the last couple decades, and I would like to get better at that. One needs to have humanity available to do that, so that would be nice. But then you have the masses of humanity that are out there, and many of whom, yeah, we're never wearing masks. And there's a con coming up. There's a con coming up that I had already stated to them I'm not going to go physically. This is so before I knew the timing of my vaccine, and before I knew, and obviously before we knew about what the CDC would decide. But
this place has its charms, but I think we've worn them out.
Thank you, Tiber.
All right.
But no, it was just wait. No, I feel as though I should finish this sentence because it might be at least marginally important. Like, that's the thing, is that there's a con coming up that where, you know, it's local and there will be people there, and I already told them a while back I'm not going physically. I can do the virtual stuff if they're still doing the virtual stuff. They have not gotten back to me. With that part, I've picked out some panels, and we'll see if those actually will be made virtual or not. I don't think they're deciding until the last minute. But as far as because I'm supposed to be a guest on some of the panels on one of their tracks. But at this point, I feel like this is less than a month away, and I feel like diving directly into a vat of humanity, even after vaccination, is perhaps not the best idea, because we still only have, like, in this country, 40% of people, roughly, who have been vaccinated, and that makes it... while I physically probably will not be as much at risk at this point, and I'll have less of a chance now, they're saying, of spreading it. The thing is, events like that, with, you know, the more people you have there, the more likely and the more people that are encouraged to be there by there being a large number of people there. These things sort of snowballs psychologically with people. then the greater chance you have variants hopping the fences, hopping the fence and getting to, yeah, so that more powerful strains are created. And I'm thinking, I still feel as though, just on principle, that it might be good to still not go physically. But man, I would really like to see people again. It's very hard. It's very hard. Probably still going to not physically go. Probably. But the temptation is very strong at this point. And I worry that that actually is going to be that same temptation so many people are feeling, that they're going to perhaps cause one of the variants to hop the fence, and then, once again, you'll have vaccinated people eventually getting sick, and it's once again will snowball. So I'm not saying all of this relies solely on whether I personally go to this single con, but I think that it's probably still a good idea to hang back a bit. Gradually reintegrate with humanity. Instead of, all at once. And the downside of that being, then that will, of course, this will be the year at that con when everyone is once again reconnecting and embracing it. It'll be easier to connect with people because we all have this in common, and in a year we won't so much. This is like that ticket that, to an extent, that to that thing that I've been very bad at for the last 20 years. So it sucks mightily. I don't know. But, yeah. Right now I'm just leaning on erring on the side of safety. But, that said, I realize that this has very little to do with Torment Tides of Numenera, but at the same time, it's I think I had to clear that out of my head before I got going here. What are we doing? My God, what are we doing? Okay. Thank you for listening, those of you who did. Yeah, and also, yes, I agree, seeing this comment, I agree, personal connections are a lot of work. Very much. And it's very difficult. And it takes time and access to people, and everyone has lives, presumably. And so you have to, actually regularly interact with these people, and in a way that is conducive to getting to know them. And I love many of people that I have interacted with, just as far as just in the online space, but unfortunately we still do not know each other as well as, in my opinion, people should. It would be nice to. I'd be interested in that, but at the same time, it's like I'd like to get to know people, and it's that's really just not something you're that there's going to be no nuance available in this space, really, not so much. Why have I gone all just it's funny, I've gone I've gone strangely introspective today. Not that it's strange for me to be introspective, but it's strange for me to be introspective while playing Torment Tides of Numenera. But let us see. Maybe not. Maybe I know I've told the odd story, but still, dear God. The trade post has been devoured by the bloom. I can sympathize. No, wait. Right, yes, okay. So that's one thing we're doing. It's finding trade with opening mall is finding a trade post, right. That's also about opening maws, preservation of beauty. No, 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 it's not your fault. It's not your fault. But I appreciate it still. Find and recruit attractive people for the decanted utopian society. So this is more of a thing with talking to people. So we're not going to be recruiting Cody, but there's a thing about possibly getting rid of the Murdens. We don't know if that'll happen. Yeah, getting this person away from Garkoto possibly would be one option. Boras. It's a possibility. Okay. Yeah, the tricky thing is if they want 3 of them, then if they want 3 of them, that will be the thing, right? That will be the thing is getting the translator away from the Murdens, I think, is going to be an issue. Yeah, we could have given them Cody. We didn't give them Cody because we didn't know at the time that we could have given them Cody. So we've got that. Servant of the Tides. Going into the brain and talking to that's the thing we need to do. The Lost Shepherd. Also going into the brain, going into the labyrinth and talking to the audience that Eratus has. That's also important. That also may cost us Eratus, so we have to be careful before we do that. Find out what the maw wants to eat. Yes, and that's in Niliesh. Okay. So I feel as though the order of operations now is that we're going to need to we're going to have to do the merecaster. We're going to have to use the merecaster, I think, first, because that may cause some changes to happen in the labyrinth, possibly. Don't know if it will or not, but I think it'd be a good idea to go ahead and go through that mirror, whatever mirror that merecaster has in it. Go ahead and do that, and then afterward do the labyrinth, and then do the maws after we get back out of the labyrinth and are dealing with stuff. I think that is going to be the order of operations here. Because that will advance us to a point where... Well, that's the thing that I noticed, for example, that you see Tiber, who we just picked up, is just made tier 2 not long ago, apparently, or is going to be tier 2. It's still currently tier 1, I think. So... Is he tier 1 or tier 2? He's tier 1 here, tier 2 here. He's tier 2, okay. Tiber is tier 2. And so there's an issue of, how advanced is, if we're going to lose Eratus soon, then advancing him too much further might not necessarily be what we need to do. So that's a question. So we'll need to figure that out. It's important. Okay. That said, of course... Going into the mirror, then going into the brain in the labyrinth. You know what, though? This preservation of beauty thing, we actually could take care of that first. Before we do any of that, because that just involves still staying within the system that we're currently in. Are you afraid to go into the maws, Jim? I don't know. Oh yeah, with the Eratus situation, it's like may as well swap him out before and get someone else in there before we go too much further, right? You would think going into the mall is probably going to be, you know, an XP type thing, so, you know, it's kind of what we're looking at. Okay, I see what you, I see kind of where the logic is with that. The same could be said of gathering these people. But then that'll be yet another thing that I'll have forgotten to do. So let's go ahead and take care of this preservation of beauty thing first, and then we'll get to everything else. Hi Anna. Hi. I am making decisions. So let's see. People that I need to go to. The people to whom I need to go, if we want to use what my grandmother referred to as proper English. Buras and Hersha. Okay.
Consider it done.
Hersha is in Lilniliesh. Where's Buras? The Kyurgeon slump. Okay.
Fine.
To be devoured is to know salvation. Yeah. Yeah. Can't wait to be. Yeah. Can't wait for the ultimate salvation there. That's great. Okay. Edge in each stat pool acts like a discount when using points from that pool. It grants free levels of I have no idea what the rest of that sentence said.
Consider it done.
Okay. Free levels of uncertainty.
All right.
Look at you, we'll figure it out soon. Okay, we're going this way. Oh boy. Maybe we should deal with this Eratus thing sooner rather than later. The gold tide represents charity, sacrifice, and empathy. It is the tide of people whose primary goal is to help others, especially at a cost to themselves. That tide has been rising way too much recently.
On it.
We need to be more of a bastard. Why are we tackling this one first? I don't know, Jim. Why are we tackling this one
Notice I'm
first?
gone.
Will you stop saying that? Guess we'll figure it out. Nope, this is all stuff we've heard before.
I'm ready. I'm always.
I am totally ready, and even that brief conversation is reminding me. I am so ready to send her off to a human museum. All right, here we go. Speak. Speak. This is the Prince of the Fat. This Prince of the Fat would hear your questions. Tell me again why you want me to open the new maw. Tell me again about your people. I'd like to hear your theories on why the maws are shifting again. I'm gonna have to open the maw. I'm gonna have to open the maw. Because that's gonna be the only leverage I'll have. Alright, well that changes the order of operations once again. I not know when to do anything. Okay. And the only other thing is to go and consult with that beggar. But yes. And then we haven't actually, yeah, I mean, we have, so we could consult with the beggar. We could go and what was the deal with the banner and the Murdens that we needed to... See, the problem is they didn't make it a quest. So I can't remember. Oh, that's right. They want the experience of flight. They'll trade that for the banner. Or they'll trade the banner for that. And I feel like getting the experience of flight in whatever form that may come. Well, two things come to mind. One is going to that shop in the Kyurgen Swamp. The Kyurgen area, district, place, house, creature, land. And the other is, just finding something beyond one of the maws. We'll go ahead and go to the Kyurgen Slump. Is that what it's called? The Kyurgen Slump? The Kyurgen Slump, yes. The Kyurgen Bad Posture. And, we'll figure it out from there. Yeah, actually, let's see how their new recruit is doing.
Yes.
Their new recruit is sweeping. Are you doing okay? Cody wields a broom and wears strange new clothes. They don't suit him, but at least he isn't dead. He looks up. Hey, you came back. So how do you like your new job? He shrugs. It's fine, I guess. I don't have to sleep on the street or steal my food. He leans in closer. But these people are weird, and Miss Speck watches me all the time. The folks who come in are even weirder. They don't smell good at all. They worship the bloom. So is that so different from handing my fate over to it? So you don't like this job? Oh no, it's fine. He glances quickly at Speck, whose attention seems to be elsewhere at the moment. I mean, it's a job, right? It could be worse. He takes a deep breath. It could be a lot worse. Thank you, really. Alright, good to see you again. Farewell. We sent you an employee. Was that not nice of us? How is the employee doing? Well enough. Her bright eyes fix on the young man. The whispers like him, a faint aroma of murder suffused with a decade's worth of shame and a dash of innocence. They find him a pleasant melange, and a perfume too precious to devour. Her mischievous smile returns. He's also good with the laundry. Okay. That's good to know. That's all I really wanted to know right now. I have this odd notion of coming back in here, having drunk some of the stuff, which I could conceivably do right this moment because I have the stuff with me. But I don't know if my curiosity is enough for me to want to bother to deal with that right this second. I feel as though drinking the stuff, I'm talking about the liquid from the green pool that we got earlier that gets you closer in touch with the bloom. I just don't see the utility in it yet.
I'll handle it.
I think if we get to a frustrated point where we're running around and poking at everything, then maybe. If we get to another of those points. But right now, eh. Or us. He looks up, his ready grin faltering and dying as he sees your face. Oh, it's you. Why do you keep coming back here to talk to me if you don't plan to help me? Do you feed on misery? What's that like? Come on, give me some shins. I have nothing to spare today, but I do have news for you. A white automaton is giving out free essence samples in the Mamavra's courtyard. Really? That's the way we're going to play this? I'm out recruiting people to be living statues. Well, let's do it. I wonder what happens if I give him shins. Who knows? Okay, on my own I could get that up to 90, which isn't bad. Let's see how you would do. You would get up to 100, so let's do that.
Making a note.
Stat pools on efforts restored. Ah, critical success. Excellent. Did you say for free? His eyes light up with a childish enthusiasm. Friend, I wish I could stay and speak with you longer, but I have urgent business to attend to. Namely, I need to procure some of these samples before people who won't appreciate them like I do. Ah, boy. Well, so much for that. I convinced Boras that the decanted is handing out samples of the essences that he craves, and he set off for the Mamaver's courtyard. I should return to the decanted and see if Boras got there. Why am I such a terrible person? Do you have Essence of Flight? Do you carry that? Do you happen to have an essence that would provide someone the feeling of being an aerial predator? How often does one go into a perfumery or or kiosks of similar natures and ask this exact question, you know? I mean, you know, if Old Spice can put out deodorant with freaking condors on it or whatever it is, are those condors? Are they eagles? Are they? What are they? I have forgotten. Is this important? No. Let's ask. The gaunt skull of her face transforms for a moment, and you can see the beauty shine through as joy. The essence of the Andre, a fresh creation, newly born. A feather and a beak came to my door, the small machines within still writhing and trying to rebuild. She reaches into her cavernous space and pulls out a milky flask, then places it alongside the other essences on her shelf. Look amongst the bottles for your needs. Alright. Bravery, Sarak, Impure, 1,000 Years of Rest, which I could use in real life. Knowledge. Ontree's Essence. It's an oddity. It's... Oh my god, that's expensive. This flask of milky fluid has a strange sense of buoyancy and it weighs almost nothing. Sheen distilled this essence from a winged predator called a huntree. This should satisfy the Murdens chief's request for the experience of being an aerial hunter. Bye! That was a lot of shins. Alright.
On it.
Everyone else coming? Anyone else? Just me? Am I still doing a brief check, making sure that I'm still online? I appear to be. Good, excellent. Okay. I just looked over and the
Yes.
stream went dark for me. Do I exist when I'm not streaming? It's hard to tell. Where do I go?
Soul of action.
Who knows? Wait, wrong. The Murdens are this way.
All right.
We shall have another delightful chat. I shall save the game first, because things go south with the Murdens quickly. If you say the wrong thing. I'm going to stare at this blue circle for as long as it takes. Okay. Murdens! More Murdens! I already have more Murdens, wait. Even more Murdens!
Here comes the boredom slayer.
Really? Angry static fills your head. The chief pulls up his feathers, looming over you, eyes glittering in the dim light. You fear a slave, you pay for slave, you owe for loss. Didn't we do that already? I am lost. I swear I thought we did that already. I owe you. You should be grateful to me. He would have been more trouble than he was worth. We could try that. Silvertide went up a little. The chief clacks his beak and hisses angrily. Humans always cheat, Murden. No more cheating. Oh, you didn't buy that slave legally, did you? Chief hisses angrily. No. Well, fat slave would not sell to Murdens, so we steal slave from merchant. That is true. You're so smart. We give better deal. Pay us 200 shins or we kill you. Alright. And then I lost apparently 350 shins. I swear we did this already. He says nothing and easily waves the pile of shins, just disappeared in his downy hands. I have entree essence. It will give you the sensation of hunting prey from the air, just as you asked. The chief blinks at you for a long, slow moment as if trying to absorb what you have just said. He obviously can't believe that a human would keep his word. He snatches the proffered essence from your hand, uncorks it, and tilts a healthy swallow into his mouth. His avian eyes widen as the drug hits his system, and his beak opens and closes involuntarily. The other Murdens grasp their weapons, looking at each other, unsure of what to do. Her voice changes pitch again, rising and falling through pitch, though never dropping the monotone delivery. Is human poison, Chief? Chief alive? Near dead? Kill human? Kill? Kill? A burst of static from the chief clears the air. The rest of them cease their restless, aggressive movement. The chief looks at you with respect and bobs his head. He presses the standard of Artalio's irregulars into your hands. Take dirty cloth to drink, man. You complete bargain. Peace. Okay. Leave our nest now, farewell. Okay, so that happened. And that's cool and all. But, there's something else we need. And I'm not sure if we can get it without attacking them. You see, that's the problem. Woman continues to stare blankly ahead. Okay.
Ask your questions.
Oh, no. I wasn't going to talk to Makina. I was talking to,
Yes.
wanted to talk to the Murden Chieftain. There we go. Chief. I think you're gonna attack me if I say this. But I see no other path here. You will pay for what you took from us. They were ours, our playthings, our food, our first strike against the Memavra. Alright. Yeah. Death to humans. Yes. Okay, so that's going to be a problem if we start fighting. That could be an issue. Should we play this through? Murden Chief has 45 points of health, 44 points of health now. And then we have many other Murdens in this room who are quite likely to kill us in just a few moments. I was hoping to get through this without too much trouble. Let me check on something. Nope. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and play this out a bit. What have we got? Sucker Punch. Sure. See, the problem is, if we were going to do this anyway, we shouldn't have paid them 200 shins.
Heroic strike of heroic proportions.
What does Tiber have available? Also has Sucker Punch.
Barely making a stretch.
Oh, they're coming too. That's delightful. Yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like, if we were gonna do this, all in small area. No, we can't have that. Enemies in small cone. See, I'm just looking for what can I use that will hurt most. So many things. I mean, we could use the Wisp right now if we want to go ahead and do that. And that's kind of ongoing. I mean, this is interesting enough to just sort of see how this would work, how this plays out.
You're right where I want you.
Okay. Yeah, we could do this. Oh, that's out of range. There we go. That's a bit of a... Yeah, okay, there's a bit too much clustering going on there. So we'll just do this instead. Get him.
As if there were any doubt of my skill.
Let's see.
Vanquish!
Yeah, missed. Not good. Okay, let's see. You have 16 left. You have 8 left. Do. To all enemies inside the radius. Sure.
You dare strike me?
See, there we go.
I'm faltering. I'm hurt.
Okay, let's take out this one.
Surrounded on all sides.
Let's see. Alright. I see that there's like stuff I should be using in fact here that I have not been using. I mean, may as well.
I'm at least 6 times better than I was seconds ago. Victorious!
Yeah, that's true. Kyber does need to be healed here. But we don't have much, so we'll just do this.
Of course. I can't die.
Sure you can. You've done it so often. Oh well. Perhaps that wasn't the point. Yeah, let's see. For my next trick... Onslaught. Anything do lots and lots of damage. This is all... Let's see. Let's see. This does 8. That does 5. This does 8. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Sure. Before I do that, though, let me actually move. Let me actually physically move here.
Yes.
So that I am not in the area when this goes off. Here we go.
What do you think of this?
Okay, okay, okay.
Right where I want you.
Well, that's good to know. Yeah, yeah, this is gonna be good. Let's see, that consumes an action, that consumes movement. That consumes an action. Is that a cipher? I don't know, probably. Possibly. Wait. Shall we check? Yes, it is. Okay. Or I could just do this thing and then, just try to take this person out. There we go. Okay.
You never had a chance.
So the question now becomes, is it possible to recover our shins?
Absolutely.
Well, let's continue on. No, that wasn't what I was going for. Let me get out of the, out of this zone here real quick.
Let's go.
You figure out what each of these things are. That's some shins. Thank you for the luck. It's much appreciated. Take care. If you are diving out. It's an ancient key. Number of free sliding blocks move around volition. It's probably capable of opening one or more doors in the old slave block. You require the key from Murdens chief. Almost certainly dates for a long time before Murdens took residence. Okay.
Of course.
Yeah, so we'll be making back our shins, I guess, doing this.
I'm going.
Okay, so what did we end up with? We ended up with 445 shins. Yes, that actually is considerably more than we were going to have. So that's something, anyway. So not a total loss. My God. We were trying to be peaceful. But it just sort of happened. You know, you free someone's prisoners, and they do not like it. They do not like it at all. That title is kind of a misnomer, but it was in my head. All right. Now, hey. Woman continues to stare blankly ahead. Walk away. Is there a way to collect? Oh no! I just have to tell. I just have to tell them to come and get her. I think that's what it was. It won't be able to retrieve her until the Murdens are gone. Okay, I just need to tell the translator that the Murdens are gone. And then that'll do it. Okay. We will still need to investigate this area. But, that is a matter for, us when we are better healed. Hey, Mole. Yes. It does have an interesting interface. It's very, it's fairly intuitive, and there is much dialogue also.
Here comes the boredom slayer.
And when I say fairly intuitive, it's very simple in general, I guess, is more what I should be saying. Intuitive is not the right word at all. But it's not... It's a good interface. It's a good interface.
Yes.
Yeah, and it is very pretty, yeah. The, whole thing. I'm gonna go back and talk to... I'm gonna go ahead and talk to that person. Because we now have... So we got them 2 out of 3. Who was the third one? Oh yeah, the third one I think we have to kind of do post-maw opening. Yeah, it's going to be the only way, that's right, because we've got to get... Okay.
Yes. Now.
We've got to help out Garkoto before we actually can claim Garkoto's prisoner. And perhaps telling Garkoto that she was guilty is not was not the best route here. Why are we doing this again? I can't remember. I know there's a reason why we're doing it, but I can't remember what it is. The most recent specimen, Boras, sent our way is satisfactory, more than satisfactory, although certain aspects of its physique and mental clarity require detoxification. The clients have developed an efficient, though unpleasant, process to do so. Oh, great. It presents to you a tight roll of shins. Our gratitude. Money! That's why we did this. We require only 2 more recruits to fill the quota for our mission. We hope that you will continue to provide us with the necessary subjects to help us complete our mission. Well, the Murdens and the old slave block have been removed. You are free to investigate the woman I told you about.
I'll remember that.
They just attacked. Exposure to Murdens can lead to long-term ill effects. We will contact associates to verify the specimen's suitability. It may take some time. Okay. Well, be that way. That's how you're going to be. I'm just going to go turn in for the night. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. I'll bring you some food shortly and tell you some stories if you like enjoying your night. Yes, thank you.
Never get enough of that.
That's better. We are healed. Okay, so the question now once again becomes how we want to tackle everything. I guess if we cannot hit the maws, or rather, well, it's not that we can't, but if I would prefer to hit the maw after I've dealt with everything else. So I guess we're going to prepare now to take care of everything else. We can delay it no longer. Must click new saved game, but must wait. Okay. Brain journeys. Okay. Before I go on this brain journey, however, I would like to do a thing real quick. That perhaps, yes. I would like to take care of something real quick before I go on the brain journey. I'm just going to step away for a moment, and then I will be right back. Just a sec. Okay, back now. So, here the dilemma is. Here the dilemma is that occurred to me. Do we want to keep Eratus around long enough to be able to tackle whatever that is in that chamber in the room with the Murdens? Because it's going to be another combat. And he is very good at hitting things. At least to an extent. We don't know for sure that it's going to lead to another maw. My thought was that it might, you see. And then there's also the question of whether we have to be in touch with the bloom when we do it, which also, will that change things? It's a good question. And it is something I actually think I'm going to go ahead and take a quick peek, because we only have so much time in life. And I just want to find out if I need to be bothering with certain things that are sticking in the corner of my brain before the rest of it happens. Let's see, that's not what we wanted. Let's see if this is what we wanted. Is this what we wanted? No, this is just a there's a walkthrough, which I'm not, because there are different paths, many different paths that are available here. So let me see. I just want a little more information. Just want to see when we use the things that we use. Because you know, might be helpful. As we are looking through these different things. Trying to find, yeah, bloom juiced is what it is called when you are, yes, when you have, when you're high on the stuff. I just want to know what that's useful for. Is it useful to be bloom juiced? That's what I really want to know. And then, once I know that, that will tell me all the things. Here, I'll redo this for a bit while we're waiting, just so that I can actually look at this appropriately. Is being bloom juiced useful at all? Does it do anything in the story? Or is it just good for those couple of XP? They wouldn't let you carry it around if it didn't do anything. That's really what I want to know. I'm gonna give up in a moment. just want to know. I don't think it's going to tell me. Nope. Okay. We're just gonna leave it alone. We're just gonna leave it alone because that's where we are with this. That's where we are with this. That's all we have. It's all we have, really. Okay. Thank you for your patience, those of you who remain. Sure.
Don't mind if I do.
Let's go ahead. Since this is a question we have, let us go ahead and answer this question now.
Why not?
Did we just save the game? I can't remember anymore. I think we might have. I mean, we saved recently enough that it's not going to matter too much anyway. I probably don't need to worry about saving the game again. But I don't remember. I have no memory in my head. Brain Journey, yeah, that's good. Let's go ahead and look at these couple of things before we go full on into a brain journey. Okay, we're now bloom juiced. While my thoughts and reflexes grow sluggish and dull. Okay. Are we having problems? No, I don't think we're penalized on anything. Let's go ahead and do this. Yeah, we should talk to that guy again soon. Title search, conversation options, allow you to channel psychic forces to influence the world around you. Okay.
Like a whisper.
I'm gonna go to the two places where I wonder if being bloom juiced will do anything. First, we will go into the temple.
If you want a job done right.
Do we?
At last.
Anything else we want to know? This is all stuff that we've done before. Okay, no weird effects are suddenly happening, so we are going to go ahead and head out.
Let's go.
Evidently, the bloom has nothing to say to us while we're here. But then we shall go to the other place.
Of course.
We shall go there. I did not use it. No, I could use these keyboard commands to go places. Or to move the screen in a way that was helpful. Well, this is going to be terrifying. I now have the key that I can use to open all of these locks. Or that one lock that we had to pick. All of these locks that are already open.
Why, of course.
Alright. Well, here we go. Are we ready? No, of course not.
Gladly.
There was something we were going to grab from somewhere.
I'm going.
Okay, dry walls begin to glisten again and the muscles resume their quivering. Prepare to fight whatever comes. Swirling singularities appear. Oh, good lord! And slimy creatures tumble out, nightmares of grasping tendrils and gaping maws. They hiss and groan with hunger, and the battle begins. This is much more fighty than I was expecting to get today, but here we are. Oh, they're closing the doors. That's good. And crisis. Okay. We have corpuscular maws that we got to deal with here. There are, they have 40 points O health each. We're going to attack this one first. Barrel of Indomitability. Plus 100% damage, A. Active the entire crisis. We're going to go ahead and activate it now. We're going to use it. Just consumes movement, right? Wait, no, we can't use it. Why can't we use it? Alright, never mind. Well, let's beat something up then. Sucker Punch. So 85 up to here. 100%. Yeah, let's go at it.
My attack isn't strong at all. At all.
Whoa. Oh, there he is. Okay. Let's see. Alright, flex skill. It does consume an action if I use the flex skill. So I should have done that ahead of time. Faint. Alright. Out of range. Oh, I have to move closer. Never mind. Well, in that case... let's try sucker punching this.
Making a dent over
Okay. Oh, hi! Alright. So now, which thing do we want to use on this thing? What's that one? Who we've been trying to wail away at. I mean, we could just go ahead and use our sunspot icon if we want to be boss fight. You see, I guess I've been hoarding all of these objects because I'm worried that we're going to, what we're going to need, right? Let's go ahead and turn on the marble, though. I think now would be a good time. Except we can't. Well, never mind then. I wonder why... oh, there we go. Let's go ahead and put it there, just so that it will take care of this one, or help take care of this one. first. Okay, I have no actions left. I have no movement left. Alright, we're done.
Let me get out from between here.
Okay.
You won't notice I'm gone.
Let's use this attack once again. I mean, we could do the warp dash. This one damage, whereas this is weapon damage plus 3. Well, let's keep on this. I mean, 95 is good.
I can barely scratch this thing.
Where did it put her? Oh, it put her over here. Alright. Let's do this then. Let's go ahead and activate the barrel.
6 times better than I was seconds ago.
And then let's fight this. 85 isn't bad. 100 is better.
My attack didn't feel strong at all. At all.
Okay. Let's go ahead and do a feint on this one. If we can. Can we? Nope, still not close enough. Alright. Well, back to sucker punching. Ugh.
Down already.
Like inches and hours here. Okay. This one we can take down in a moment, possibly. Maelstrom's a bit much. 8 physical damage. Deals 1 damage for each level of effort. Applies even on a miss. Plus 1 damage for effort applied, max plus 6. Okay, gotcha. Okay. I'm just looking and remember. I'm remembering. I'm trying to remember how everything works. Alright. Let's add some effort there. Did we get it? I don't know. Yeah, I think we're good there. I don't think there's really much we need to apply to ourselves or anyone else right now. We're fine. Everything's fine. Sure it is. Okay. Let's see, we could attack that one or that one. I think we're going to try to attack that one because that one needs to be done. This one will be done shortly. Warp dash? Warp dash. Teleport to a point and attack all enemies within short range of the point. Enemies that fail to resist take 1 transdimensional damage, gain hobbled. Yeah, we'll do this one because apply 3 effort? We can apply 3 effort. That will take it out.
Will suffer. As if there were any skill.
Okay. And then there's one right next to us. That comes in handy. I mean 95.
I can barely scratch this thing.
That's more like it.
Okay. Make a basic attack against first enemy that moves within weapon range. Or a sucker punch, once again. Get him! Wait, can I finally use feint? Are you close enough?
It's all in the flick of the wrist.
Did we fail or succeed? I can't tell. Unreachable. Alright. We'll just hang on then. It missed. Good. Excellent. It's only got 6 points left. We could just go and beat on it, I think, and that would probably be what we're looking for. I haven't used Onslaught for a while. This will be, we'll use energy damage. They're out of range. Never mind. They're out of range of the flash. They are not. Die! As the last creature explodes, you can feel the echoes of its singularity passing back and forth across the room, merging with the others, gathering together. Oh, great. The noise rises from the corner of the room, something like wet meat sliding across itself, and then the sound of meat tearing. Just as a quick reminder about this game contains a great deal of biological horror. For those of you who haven't, for those of you just joining us, yeah, I want to check out the disclaimers here. Here we go. A new maw gapes hideously on the wall. Yeah, that's what I thought. And it's opening. It's too soon! Bet the Murdens know something about this maw. Maybe they're hiding something in there. I hate to tell you this. To treasure trove. I hate to tell you this, but the timing is not going to be great. Alright. Because I wanted to do other things before going into the maw. And also, the Murdens can't tell us anything about it because the Murdens are no longer with us. I knew there was going to be a maw there. I knew it. And now I worry if I don't go through now, it's gonna vanish on us. It's open. All right.
All right.
The blue tide represents wisdom, enlightenment, and mysticism. It is the tide of people whose goal is to expand the mind and do other stuff. So there's probably stuff in this room. Looks as though there might be stuff. This looks as though this is a stuff-rich environment. So let's see. This immense pile is comprised of shiny baubles, decorative objects, and broken bits of Numenera. Most of the treasure has no practical value whatsoever. Skeletal remains of a human lie amidst the treasure, clad in shiny armor. Unfortunately, the armor is purely ornamental. There are plenty of things we can search. Brightly colored bits and bobs from a small pile here, form a small pile here. All of it completely worthless. All right. Let's start picking through. A feather cloak. Artifact. This is an oddity. Compass of the Navigator. The synth device appears to be a compass of some sorts. Runes and eye-twisting markings lining its edges. The compass arrow swings in seemingly random directions as if it were trying to steer you. Nice. Astronomical another merecaster. Oh no! Filled with ingenious clockwork mechanisms, this cobalt orrery depicts a solar system far different from your own. The tiny planets orbit and rotate soundlessly and endlessly, the pattern of their paths no doubt revealing alien destinies and prodigies to be puzzled over by learned beings in some distant unknown place. Here it is merely a novelty, though one that invites contemplation. So we'll have that. Floating pendant. Held by an invisible chain, this pendant is the shape of a tiny simplified brim. It has no apparent weight when held or worn. The invisible chain snaps itself around the wearer's neck when the pendant is held to the chest. Alright. And money. The armor is purely ornamental. Skeletal remains me. Yeah. We're going to look at whatever that is in a moment. We're going to go poke this in a moment, but I want to finish ransacking this place first. In this barrel, Canarads. We probably learned more by you know. I'm glad we learned how to pick through things from that one character first before coming in here. We might not have had as much to pick through. This strange device resembles a heavy cinder block with a protruding lens that retracts and extends. It releases a brilliant flash of light whenever the button on the side is pressed, and strange images form on the block's cracked crystalline panel. Yes, it's an iPhone. Okay. Heart of Mali. Is this a cipher? This is a cipher. Heals 1 point of might, heals 1 point of speed, heals 1 point of intellect, active 5 rounds. I'm going to have you pick it up for now because I know you just used a cipher. And shins. Let's actually, before we pick anything else up, let's see where we are with ciphers. Actually, I've got some room, apparently, to hold more ciphers now. Why are we going to the character sheet, Jim? I don't know. You have room for cipher. You have room for a cipher, should you wish to now. You have room for a cipher. Okay. I have room for at least, what, 3? Okay. I do. Why don't you actually look at your cipher limit, Jim? I don't know. Okay.
Fine.
Soul of the Forgotten. This casket is all that remains of a forgotten people who once lived and prospered in the Ninth World. Their names are etched into the lid in markings that resemble no known language. While beautifully engraved on the outside, the casket is minimalist. Even bare on the inside, a single pastille lies within, containing the essence of those who created it. Nice. Black metal frame. Quest item. This metal frame is about as tall as a human and perhaps twice as wide. Rivets hide cleverly constructed joints, and the entire structure can collapse to the size of your forearm. I have no idea what this means. But more shins. Okay, let's poke this. Tucked away in this fleshy abscess is a sculpture of a pickaxe embedded in a jumble of stone blocks. Near the sculpture's base is a bronze plaque. Examine the plaque. Etched on the plaque is a short message. Better to swing the pick than strike the vein. Shins are shackles and treasures chains. I mean, yeah, capitalism, what you gonna do, right? Tiber chuckles long and low. Spoken like someone who dislikes their money and shackles. I don't think the artist and I would have gotten along. Read it again. Alright. Examine the pickaxe. The shining metal blade, metal handle. I'm just reading words into it now. The shining metal handle towers overhead, completely out of reach. You couldn't touch it without climbing the sculpture itself. And even then, it looks far too heavy to move. The pickaxe trembles and you blink. You felt the motion in your mind. You may actually be able to affect this sculpture with your thoughts! Wait a minute. Better to swing the pick than strike the vein. Huh. Well, we'll give it a shot. I mean, I probably have the best chance of doing this, but let me just check with everyone else. No. I mean, 65 isn't terrible. No. A little bit. Okay. Here we go. Yay!
I'm ready to learn something.
Ah! XP! You focus on the handle of the pickaxe and think, move! It twitches, but nothing else happens, shutting out every sound around you, every tremor in the floor, and the soft thumping of your heart. You pit your full attention against the shape of the tool above you. With a hoarse scraping sound, the pickaxe retracts from the stone blocks, and a waterfall of shins cascades from some inner recess in the sculpture into a pile between the blocks. We gain 15 XP. You won a battle of wits with a sculpture! Herodis gasps. Congratulations! The hero should have solved that challenge. We feel cheated. I feel as though taking the shins is not the point here. But we'll take the shins. Feel a strange feeling of revulsion, sweep. Pull your hand back. The unnerving feeling passes the moment you draw your hand away. This is interesting. We're leaving? But what about all the treasure? No, don't touch it. Grumbles. I'm gonna save the game here. Because I feel as though it's set up to, if you take the treasure, it's, you know, it says very clearly that it's we're dealing with shackles and chains here. And it's also an unspecified number of shins, and that concerns me. We have, right now, we've got 821 shins. That's nothing to sneeze at. Demoralized, you quickly scoop up the shins with each handful. The queasiness seems to sink deeper into you, fogging your thoughts. Well, the Castoff gains the demoralized fettle until the next time the party slips. Hello, Armerlin. Yes, more torment. But we know we got more shins. Now up to 1,001 shins. He's demoralized now. That's unfortunate. We also need to do some advancement here. Let me find out what demoralized means in this context. I know what demoralized means. I just need to find out. Need to find out what it means here. Hair bloom juiced. And we are demoralized, so minus 20% willpower, minus 10% evasion, minus 15% on all tasks. Okay. So don't try anything until we sleep. Well, we're done there. I think we're...
Go.
I think we're finished with this pile of treasure. Applying effort on attacks is critical to success in crises, but be careful not to drain your pools too quickly. Okay. Oh no. Alright. So this is where they chained people up to feed them to this maw, I would presume.
If you want a job done right.
Alright, well that's everything there.
Sure.
There's no one left in here.
To action.
I don't think there's any point in wandering back here. No. Okay.
One moment, and it's done.
So we're gonna head back in here.
Of course.
And then I must make a fateful decision. And that is whether to... Yeah, I don't want to do this while demoralized. I've got 2 merecasters now, and so I have to decide if I want to tackle them before I do any more of this stuff.
Here comes the boredom slayer.
I think making a good balance here... Yeah, I think the best idea would be to go and sleep. And then deal with the mirrors, the 2 that we have, before we get at the moths. Because we have 2 maws left to open, I think, if I remember right. And yeah, I think that I would like to have.
What?
I would like to have. Yeah, I'd like to have the whatever the new party is going to be before I get at them, just for XP purposes, if nothing else. What if there's more fighting? I don't know. I mean, we got to get this. We got to get this guy to the end of his story. There's only so much one can do.
I am the very soul of action.
Yes, yes, I know. I know.
Yes.
Okay. Wondering what we'll have time for. We might have time to do 1 mirror, possibly. I don't think we're going to have time to do 2 of them. Is fighting waits for prey necessary? I don't know. Let's continue down here. Let's check in with the decanted real quick.
Making a note.
Ah, you spoke earlier of the Abhuman's translator. We have examined it ourselves and determined it to be suitable. Your information was key to our acquisition and successful recruitment. We are pleased to provide this reward. It hands you a packet of shins. More money! We are also pleased to report that we have undergone a successful decontamination upon our departure from the Murden nest. That's very good. Excellent, excellent. We require but 1 more recruit to reach the quota set for our mission here. Should you provide this recruit for us, you will be handsomely paid per our usual agreements. Our clients will be delighted with the opportunity to explore these new forms. Do people, like, take over their bodies? Is that what happens? Tell me exactly what happens to the people I've recruited for you. No evasions, no lies. Do we want to know? Is this a thing we want to know? Sure. The flat, processed voice seems to contain a hint of elation. Each recruit is removed to a place of safety, to the Optero suite. Once there, our team of dedicated preservers will begin the process of separating its head from its body. Ah, yes, that's a problem. The body will be saved for use for our nobility. We will likely discard the head unless the recruit demonstrates some aptitude for work, such as that which I perform. Ah, yes. When the moment comes for the replacement, we ensure that our specimens feel nothing. We sedate them during a moment of happiness, and using advanced techniques, of which any chirurgeon would be proud, remove the extraneous head, so that our clients might use the body into which we have invested so much. It is no worse than feeding slaves to Moz, as is the practice here. Fact, it is more humane. That sounds reasonable. Carry on, then. You're still ending their lives. Leave the bloom now before I would destroy you. It may not be worse, but it is not better for them. It is a matter of Asian. We need not agree. Let us part, enriched by knowledge of differences. I have changed my mind. You need to leave the bloom now. Farewell. I don't know, man.
I'll handle it.
See, we could have done this without knowing. But the quest is still there. I feel as though the head being separated from the body is not good. I feel as though that might be a problem. That's not good. We're going to sleep now.
That's more like it.
Healing. All right. It's a good question. So now the question is, there's one more person left, and the moral quandary is, do we make this person leave, or do we go and try to or try to knowingly send this person to be decapitated? Don't know. It'll be one or the other. We already have a quandary. Wait a minute. We have issues. Okay. Well then. I think we're going to go ahead and start in on those mirrors. Those merecasters. Let us see what we need to do here. So we have the Azure Steel merecaster, and we have the Astronomical merecaster. So I guess we'll see if we can go into them. Actually, I should get XP first, shouldn't I? Yes. Let's do the XP thing. Okay. Increase stat pools, extra effort, ability or skill. We're gonna go extra effort. More effort! Yes!
Learn something new.
Okay. Also, no, not the codex. Not the codex! Let's head over here. Just a couple of things. Just a couple of things. We're gonna just hang on to for a little while. Just in case. Yeah, a couple things. As we prepare to do this thing. Alright. I'll save here now. I'm just going to save over the last one. And it were possible. Come on! Alright. Let us now look at this mirror and see what lies within. You withdraw the merecaster and hold it before you. A sour thirst immediately overtakes you, nameless and persistent. Your hands shake, your throat is dry, drier than sun-bleached stones. The pull of the mirror within this device slices like a polished, shining knife through the wretched cravings clutching at your throat. Inspect the merecaster. We'll do that first. Whispers rise from beneath the thirst, thoughts trapped not by the device itself, but by the maze of addiction faithfully carved within the hollows of the merecaster. One drink, one taste will help me think. Why suffer? Why shouldn't I have what I want? I want this. I deserve this. You lift one hand from the device, and the thoughts fade into irritable muttering. Let's go inside. Voices? Interesting. Okay, the first thing you notice is the stifling heat. The dry air feels like it's sucking the life right out of you. You stand in the middle of a crowded street. An enormous blue dome towers in the distance over crowded clay and synth steel buildings. The dome shimmers as the sunlight dances across its surface. Dark men and women jostle past you in brightly colored robes, kicking up dust clouds as they go. The dust glitters gold and silver, but it's just dust, and it's making you cough. A beggar sits at your feet, her robes far grungier than those of the crowd. The beggar is a thin, gaunt young woman, her skin reddish-brown from what looks like constant sunburn, her hair bleached almost white, and her eyes green with bluish tints. The light reflects on a smooth, polished metal band around her throat. Coin for knowledge, she chants rhythmically in a pleasing voice, rocking gently. Coin for pity, coin for song. She sees you staring. I know you, she says, her normal voice almost as melodious as her chanting. She points at the side of your head. I've seen that tattoo and that uniform. You're one of the Lords of the Endless Battle, aren't you? A Castoff? What business could you have with the Oasis? I don't know. My business is not... Trying to remember whose life you're in now. Now, Anamnesis tells us, your accoutrements jog your memories. His name is Reese Folk, an officer of the 1st's militia. A patch was torn from his uniform, suggesting he is actually a former officer. The 1st Castoff. He was exiled when he refused to carry out Paj's orders. Whatever it was, he was shocked that Paj would have him do it. He never did get a satisfactory answer from her as to why. I can't remember who Paj is. Several ornaments hang from your belt. A metal hand, an electronic eye. A metal hand. Could it be? Could it be? Probably isn't. Anyway. No crossovers! A metal hand, an electronic eye, a dead power core. They're trophies. Reese's specialty is battling constructs and automatons. These ornaments are a source of pride for him. I was exiled for refusing a direct order from my commanding officer. I was exiled, I don't know why. The was exiled for being too good at my job. My commanding officer was afraid of me. I came to see the sights. My business is over. I was exiled. I don't know why. Her laughter is like an arpeggio played on a perfectly tuned harp. Of course you don't. Of course you don't. I imagine whatever it is, you didn't do it either. She waves a hand back and forth. I'm sorry. Of course, the details of your past are none of my business. A strange smile crosses her lips. Your exile is obvious enough from your uniform. The torn patch is a dead giveaway. I'm surprised you still wear it. But what interests me more are those curios around your belt. She points at the various trophies on your belt from defeated automatons. She beckons you closer and leans into your ear. I have a job for someone just like you. I need your help to sneak into the oasis. Where's the oasis again? Is that the place we were exiled from? I'm not sure. I can't remember. It was just a second ago and I can't remember. Ah! Why do you want to get to the oasis so badly? Why do you need to sneak into the oasis? You have a plan then? This sounds dangerous. What's in it for me? Alright, I'll help you. First time to Raholios, I see. Yes, I have to sneak in. Oh, for a handful of shins I can play tourist for a day, and believe me, I do whenever I can. But I need to live there, to be part of their waters. Okay. Her shoulders droop. But the gibbers make it difficult. Gibbers or gibbers, depending on which side of the room you're standing. They fear what blending the cultures might do, so they place heavy restrictions on who can emigrate. They patrol the borders and monitor the air skin bracelets sold in Jerboa. You must have connections or money for them to let you in. I have neither. However, she leans in eagerly. If you can avoid their patrols and breathe without a bracelet, as I can, then it is possible. I have a Gibber friend who says it's more trouble than it's worth for them to seek out every illegal air breather who slips through their net. It's only the net that is the problem. Why do you want to get in so badly? She sits back, folding her hands in her lap. You want a story? No, of course you don't. Here's the short, bittersweet version, then. You see this? She touches the metal band around her throat. I acquired it some time ago when I used to live in Sagus Cliffs. I can't say what compelled me to wear it, but she laughs at her own foolishness. I did. And it gave me the most beautiful singing voice, and, as an odd bonus, the ability to breathe water. I began to go by the name Tide Singer. But what blessing is without its curse? She looks wistfully in the direction of the blue dome. Mine is an overwhelming urge to immerse myself in water. I need it. I ache for it. She squeezes her fists until her knuckles become white. She lets go and sighs. I came here hoping to move into the oasis, but their immigration laws are quite strict. I sing for money here in Jerboa, spending a day in Raholios whenever I have enough scraped together, but it's not enough. I need more. Do you have a plan, then? She pats the ground next to her and waits until you're sitting down. The tour groups are in I'll come in again. The tour groups are our way in. The Gibber guards will let anyone past with a guide. Of course, the problem is that the guides stick to you like... She searches for the right metaphor, then lets a handful of sand sift through her fingers, well, like dust. She raises a finger. Except at the menagerie. It's like an underwater museum, but it's so crowded that the guides simply hang out at the entrance. So we enter Raholios with a group, then slip away and hide ourselves in the menagerie until nightfall. I have heard these place names before. Perhaps I've been to them, but I can't remember off the top of my head because it was a while ago. More than a year and a half, really, for me in the quote-unquote real world. Alright. A shadow crosses her face. This is the tricky part. The menagerie is guarded by a demon, an automaton from a prior world. She playfully flicks a construct's eye hanging from your jacket. But I suspect you know a thing or two about dealing with those, don't you? With your skills, we should be able to sneak past it no problem. This sounds dangerous. What's in it for me? I thought you'd never ask. She sidles closer to you. You were kicked out of the endless battle, yes? On the first side, if I am not mistaken. She smiles at your surprise. You'd be amazed what you hear, even on the streets of Jerboa. I know a thing or two, including something very interesting about your militia that's worth the risk. She sits back and gestures at your tattered uniform. Besides, what have you got to lose?
Forget it.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Alright. Alright, I will accept the quest. Her face lights up as bright as her song from before. Thank you, thank you. For a man of your skills, this will be easy, I promise. Get what you need. I'll meet you at the gates in an hour. And she gets up and practically floats away. Finding the gates of the oasis is simple. All roads radiate from the dome like a hub. The air is cool and fresh near the bubble. This close, the waters appear to rise perfectly vertically. You strain your neck trying to see where they disappear. An enemy. 2, 3, 4. An energy net shimmers just inside the waters, open only at a single point where several Gibra, armed with barbed, glowing spears, scrutinize every air breather who tries to enter. Those with bracelets and tour guides are allowed to pass. The rest are turned away. Neme suddenly slaps an airskin bracelet on your wrist. You feel a slight tingle, but nothing more. She points to a group of Jerboans next to a smiling Gibra. Ready? Let's go. Ah! Nice. Okay. Stepping into the oasis is surprising. There's no shield or force holding the waters. You walk into them like you might walk into the sea. Once inside, the tour guide takes you all over the massive city. Through the sunken market, an underwater park, the government square. Neme was right. She doesn't let you out of her sight once. Finally, you arrive at the menagerie. It's just as crowded as Neme said it would be. Filled with creatures and curios as though it can't decide whether it's a museum or a zoo. It's almost overwhelming and you don't know what to look at first. Remember, Neme says, her hand gently holding your arm, why we are here. So, let's take a look at the construct. The construct's armor is pitted and scarred, bursting with metal thorns on all sides. Instead of arms, it has long killing blades sharpened to a gleaming edge. It appears to be inactive, completely oblivious to you or anything in the menagerie. A feeling of intense loathing rises unbidden as you look upon it. These are not your feelings, you realize, but a visceral response of the person whose body you're in. Okay, let's look at the amulet. It is an amulet made of several concentric circles. A thick cord is attached to the outer circle, although it does not appear to pass through the other rings. The circles are just hovering in the center of each other. A plaque on the pedestal says it is called the Talisman of Skorgil. Myth says it belonged to the legendary Baji, believed a prophet of Nykul by the Gibra, and a deity by some Jerboans. Its true origins are unknown, but it has belonged to the Gyash, the ruling council of the Oasis, for several centuries. Gyash? You recognize the talisman as the strange artifact from that first memory deep, deep within your mind. The changing god once needed it for something, perhaps to complete the resonance chamber itself, though all of that seems irrelevant now. Interesting. Examine the imprisoned fire creatures. These creatures are kept in a cell of air. The ground is black like obsidian, with glowing red nodules, nodules, here and there. The air in their cell shimmers like a summer day, though you can feel no warmth from where you are. Will that air not run out, or is it constantly refreshed, I wonder? A plaque says these creatures are commonly called fire wights or flame souls. They appeared in another vision, didn't they? Fire creatures? I'm pretty sure they did. We were digging around for a disc or some such thing. Though they are made of neither fire nor spirit. The Aeon priests call them Nakals. The creatures feed on water and the life force of living creatures, says the plaque. In their natural habitat, they can control and shape magma into impossible architectures. They see temperatures, not light, and so the tourists are nearly invisible to them. Despite what the plaque says, you are certain they are watching you. Yeah, I think the ones that we ran into, and I don't know if these are the same kinds of creatures, but the ones we ran into in that other mirror, just sort of detected your temperature. It was a lot of temperature detection based on where you were. That's how they knew you were there, is the change in temperature, I think. Examine the dangerous-looking water creatures. The plaque calls them lorubs. They are nearly twice, or lorubs, depending on which side of the room you're standing. They are nearly twice as long as a man is tall, with 2 front flippers and a narrow, tooth-filled maw. They hum an odd dissonant tune to each other as they swim by. Neme seems entranced by it. There must be some invisible field between you and them, because they stay back from the onlookers. There is a pocket of air about 2 meters above your head. A few tourists floating there are tossing in treats they have purchased, which the lorubs snap up greedily. Their habitat resembles rocky shoals, with several holes and hollows for the lorubs to hide in. The field that separates the lorubs from the tourists must not extend to the air pocket above, because the tourists are reaching right through to toss in their treats. It would be a simple thing to jump in when nobody's looking, but of course then the lorubs would likely tear you to shreds. Let us watch the crowd. Scores of tourists meander through the menagerie's corridors. The vast majority of them are human, but there are several Gibra and other water-breathing races as well. A soft current seems to carry them from one exhibit to the next. You can feel the pull of the current yourself, though it's trivial to resist it. One tourist hovers to one side, dressed in colorful robes and seemingly more interested in the tourists themselves. His gaze moves back and forth across the crowds, but never on any of the exhibits themselves. That's a lot of themselves going on. Of course he's simply doing what you are, but what is his reason for observing? Yeah, I mean, best to head any problems off at the past. We'll talk to the robe figure. Yeah. Scram! We're working this corner. Ah! I feel as though this person might be important for some reason. Perhaps it's because we now have a close-up. This tall, thin man appears to have glowing runes orbiting his head. He wears dark, finely embroidered robes and a short cape, primarily made up of blues and purples. He seems intent, though you can't quite discern about what. When you gain his attention, it feels almost as if he is mentally cataloging the details of your appearance. He glances at Neme behind you. The beggar and the Castoff. What is it you would ask of this one? How do you know us? History and observance teach us many things. She, he nods at Neme, is a beggar who has toured Ra Holios at least 87 times in less than 2 years. You are a discarded shell of the one who calls himself the Changing God. You are known through your brand. She is known through her habits. It is the same. Branding! He shuts his eyes for a moment as if deep in thought. When he opens them again, he says, "Yes, we can also guess at your purpose." Neme, whose fear has grown more obvious with each word the man spoke, hisses, "Who have you told? Why are you doing this?" The man looks down at her, his intense look softening only slightly. "You have nothing to fear from this one. Your secrets are safe, indeed. Our paths may even converge. We shall see." Well, this has been a creepy conversation. I notice you're watching the tourists, not the exhibits. Why? Our answer is the same as yours, Seeker. You wish to free yourselves from those who watch. He glances at the doorway where the Gibra tour guides talk amongst themselves while the tourists enjoy the menagerie. This one is Duskwatcher Larmid, an eye of the Brotherhood of the Chronicle. It is our purpose to witness and record pivotal events in history. Dustwatcher Yarmid. That's probably an I, a capital I rather than an L. Dustwatcher Yarmid. Okay, that makes more sense. And I have the Brotherhood of the Chronicle. It is our purpose to witness and record pivotal events in history. Ah, okay. We believe one such event is soon to occur. But alas, this one fears the event will be missed. The curators of this place are ever watchful. Tell me about the Brotherhood of the Chronicle. This one is already explained, but will attempt to expound. He nods formally to you. It is our purpose to witness and record pivotal events as they occur. This one is an eye and a Duskwatcher, tasked with observing tragic events or individuals with darker inclinations. The eye will observe, then relay information through the information through the brain to the hands for transcription into the Brotherhood's records. I shall relay this information to my hands so that I may write it down. What event? I shall now relay this signal that I wish to know what event he is waiting to witness, through to my fingers, which will now move the mouse and click on it. We cannot speak of the event itself. This one's purpose... You're gonna tell me! No. This one's purpose is to observe only, not to alter. Suffice to say it is tragic, or will likely be so. However it plays out, its effects will ripple throughout history. He thins his lips. This one must observe, yet the window of opportunity is closing. He shuts his eyes, creating new wrinkles on his face. He opens them suddenly, looking directly at you. You seek to hide yourselves until nightfall. This one seeks the same. This one knows of a way we can hide together with little risk. In exchange for this information and your willingness to hide with this one, the Brotherhood permits this one to answer a single question. Ooh. Why would I want you to answer a question? Hiding the two of us is already dangerous. If all three of us hide, won't the demon spot us more easily? You don't need to answer any questions. We can work together without it. I want to know this. Hiding is dangerous, perhaps, he says in acknowledgement. You must take that into consideration, of course. Alright. Why would I want you to answer a question? The records of the Brotherhood are extensive. We are capable of answering any question within our records, and even able to predict the course of events over the short term. The answers of the Brotherhood can be of great value. Alright, we'll work together if you can answer one question for me. I actually am going to go... I mean, this would be one way to do it. We can work together without it. But, I mean, we have to know. You know we have to know. We have to know. What is your question? How can the sorrow be stopped? Where is the first cast-off? That's another good one. What event are you here specifically? We'll need to be able to stay. Let's talk about something else. So, yes, right? Things we need to know. We need to know where the first cast-off is. That's kind of important. How can the sorrow be stopped? That's kind of important. I'm going to ask where the first cast-off is. Hopefully that will help us. And that is the question. Is it only going to tell us in that time frame, or is it going to tell us in our time frame? The sorrow question might be more useful here. Damn! The choices! I'm going to ask about the first cast-off. He shuts his eyes deep in thought, then says, Her name is Marilel, the one who is thought to be both first and past. Neither are true. She has faked her own death in order to hide from your sire. Even the changing god does not realize she is alive, and she intends to keep it that way until it is too late. He opens his eyes again. We regret that her current location is unknown to us. It is our hope that the information provided is sufficient. This one can also aid you with your current task. Ah! See, we already knew that. Just telling us stuff we knew already. That's a lousy deal. Should have asked about the sorrow. He points his chin at the tank of dangerous-looking creatures. The Lorobs. Is it? Wait, is this an L or an I? Is it Yorob or is it Lorob? Because it's now being used as this kind of noun. The cell is large, with several places for all of us to hide until nightfall. Unfortunately, the Lorobs themselves... Oh yeah, no, they're Lorobs. Okay. Unfortunately, the Lorobs themselves would destroy any air breather foolish enough to step into their habitat. He nods at Neme. You have a gift, however. Your Numenera enables you to match any pitch and timbre. Listen to the Lorobs. You will find that emulating their song is enough for them to leave you alone. If you hide in there, this one will see and find a way to join you. He brings his hand up to his face, making a strange gesture with his fingers. This one is grateful for any assistance you choose to provide. Alright, farewell. I am watching, the Seeker. If you follow my advice, I will join you. I almost just want to go back and get that other question answered, but it's too late, so let's keep going. Take a stroll around the entire building to find a good hiding place. The menagerie is much larger than it looked from the entrance. There are smaller curios and cells located everywhere, including all the way at the back. There's even a cell that the plaque says was once used as a prison for air breathers who broke Moralios' most sacred laws. The cell is filled with air. It is empty and dark. It would make the perfect place to hide if you could gain access. There's a hatch that leads into it, tucked away in a dark back hallway. But the hatch is made of thick, heavy synth steel. You'd have to break the latch to get in. So we can try to smash it. We can try to unlock it, or we can examine stuff. We'll try the quick fingers. We'll see how that does. I have effort. Oh, good lord. We gotta spend a lot of effort even to get up that high. I'm very glad that we got to the point we could spend this much. Well, here we go. Yay! Critical success. Stat pool spent on effort restored. The lock is complex, like nothing a human has ever built. But after working at it for several minutes, you finally hear a satisfying click from within the door. The latch turns, and you shove it open. You and Neme slip into the surprisingly warm air of the cell and close the hatch behind you. Excellent. Ah! These giant-shouldered aquatic creatures. Or perhaps giant-shouldered armor on aquatic creatures. That's more likely. Then it's just a matter of waiting for nightfall. Hours pass. Tourists and tour guides leave one by one. The guides don't seem to keep track of who they brought, acting only as chaperones for tourists who wish to return. The remainder are accompanied out at sunset. Actually, this is probably the automaton, I'm guessing. But we'll see. With its blades for hands, I would expect that's probably the case. The menagerie is dark and empty. Sunlight that had been filtering in from translucent rocks in the ceiling is now gone. Only a few fish and rocks still light the gloom. You emerge from your hiding place, moving as quietly as possible. But as soon as you reach the main corridor, a metallic voice carries from the direction of the front entrance. Did you think I would not see? Would not know? You will die here tonight. That's not good. You see the demon around the corner, a construct bristling with spikes and blades. It doesn't seem to have seen you yet, but it knows you are here, and it is blocking the exit. You have a beam lance. You have a beam lance bracer on your forearm, but you suddenly wonder if that will be enough. So, as a nano, I think I would be better at using the beam lance, but melee weapons, medium weapons, try to disable the demon with your sword. Ranged weapon, medium weapons, try to blind the demon with the beam lance. Try to run past it. We're going to try to blind it. I think that's what we need to head for. Well, here we go. Back up to 70. Here we go. Nope! Failure! You aim the lance at its head and fire. The beam strikes a glancing blow across the side of the thing's face, doing damage but not blinding it. It turns back and shows an inhuman grin. I was made for this, perfectly designed to kill you. There is no chance you will survive. Before you can react, the demon fires a blast of energy that causes the water surrounding you to burn like fire. You scream in agony. When your vision returns, Neme is still next to you, breathing heavily with her airskin bracelet. It doesn't look like she could take another hit like that. Even you could only survive a short while longer. I guess we could try to run past it. You fire your lance to its left to drive it away. It works! The demon avoids the blast, leaving a gap between you and the exit. You swim for it, but the demon appears in front of you with metallic laughter. Oh boy. Oh, that's not good. The demon zips through the water, its blades gleaming dangerously. You and Neme try to get out of the way, but it's too fast. It twists and spins, slashing you across the back and slicing Neme's throat with her metal collar. Two clouds of blood burst into the water. Neme is dead, and you are very close to joining her. I guess we can try attacking with the lance. You blast it in the waist. It doubles over, more shards of gleaming metal dancing away in the water. When it comes back up, there is a gaping hole in its armor. If you're lucky, one more shot there will finish it off. The demon fires another blast from its gun. You kick off a stone wall as the rock melts into slag. Suddenly, the demon is right in front of you, blades whirling. You try to change direction, but you are too weak. As the blades slice through your skull, you realize the demon intended for you to dodge its first blast. The menagerie goes black, the pain extending far too long. Finally, a new pain joins it, a wrenching in your gut that pulls you back into your own body. Ah! Well, that went well. I kind of would like to try that again. But not right now. Not yet. I think what we're going to do instead is we're going to save the game. And then we will perhaps jump back in and see if we can alter events somewhat. Again. Try again. Start again. Yeah, that's not, yeah. Let me check one more thing. I think it's totally possible to use merecasters more than once, but I just wanted to check. Yeah, I could just go right back in. I'm not going to do that yet. But we have reached the time at which I must depart, I fear. But that was very interesting. Tragic, but interesting. Alright. And, you got to see what he wanted to see. There's that much. Okay. Well, let me head back up. Let me head back up here. And we will do that. There we go. Alright. Hey! Back again. Thank you all very much for watching. That was fun. I think that we're going to give it another go next time. Try to work through that. And see if we can get a better result out of that merecaster. Interesting to see how that goes. I think what I might do is I might have the character sleep and come back, or I'll just restore to just before we did it the first time. It's really gonna end up the same either way. So I think that's probably what we're gonna do. One of those two things. But in the meantime, what is happening? Are things happening? Do things happen? I don't know. I don't know anymore. Causality is a mystery. Let's see. So, right now, on this channel on Tuesday nights when we're available, we play in our short campaign of Urban Shadows. We are on the final approach. We have only a few more sessions left of that. That is, the name of that campaign is Lex Talionis. It takes place in present-day Rome. And there's the dominoes are falling. We just have to see what happens. So we play that on Tuesday nights. And then Wednesdays in general is when I do Cities Skylines here. And then, of course, also on starting this next Wednesday, this next coming up Wednesday, this Wednesday, next coming forth, striding forth upon the calendar, this coming Wednesday, we shall have the premiere of our new short campaign that is going to be run by Brian, that is Scum and Villainy. And we figured out what the title of the campaign is. I have a feeling it's not going to be... The campaign's not going to be 100% serious. That's all I'm gonna say. You'll see what the title is on Wednesday if you want to tune in. So we have that. Let's see, what else do we have happening? And then not much else on this channel right now. On Fridays, of course, I try to do this. And that is roughly it. I think that's pretty much everything that we've got going on currently. Still trying to work out schedule stuff for possibly other things. There's a lot that I need to talk to folks about, and a lot I need to sort out, and I have to also. I find myself wandering into territory where I maybe am trying to utilize more spoons than are available, which is a thing I do because I can't stop myself generally. But perhaps I should try. Perhaps I should try not to do all the things. So we'll see. We'll see. I gotta figure it out. Is because there's a question of like just wanting to do right by everyone that's involved and making sure that everyone is coordinated well on the various projects, and everyone's ready to do the things, and sometimes it's hard to know whether you've reached that point or not. So, then you have to weigh that against also, the demons of scheduling with the demons of burning the candle at both ends, essentially. So, just got to figure that out. Hopefully soon. But in any case, there will be more things. It's just a question of, sequence, order, time, and stress. But in the meantime, let me see. I think I'm probably going to go over and say hi to somebody. We will go over. There are a few people playing various video games. I'll probably go forth and say hi at the end card. Feel free to hang on if you're so inclined and say hi with us as raidery happens. But in the meantime, folks, thank you all very much for watching. Take care, and I will see you all of a sudden.